Are you ready to get funding for your business, but want to make sure you have what you need for a business loan? In this video, I'm going to break down the basic forms, what documents, and information you're going to need in order to qualify for a business loan. Welcome back to Mystery Money. My name's Nick, and if you're new here and you're looking for money tips and tricks, ways to make your business run more efficiently, or just looking for more information about starting or growing business, start now by hitting that subscribe button and turning on notifications so you don't miss anything. As a lender, I get lots of questions about what customers need in order for me to process a business loan. Although depending on the size of the loan, the complexity of the deal, or the strength of the borrower, the amount of information is going to vary. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to concentrate on the very basic, bare bones documents that you're going to need to get a business loan. I'm going to break this video down into 3 parts and have a timestamps below in case you want to jump to the section that you're interested in most. The first section is going to be the documents and what forms you will need to fill out from the bank. The second section is going to be information or documents that you will need to bring to the bank on the day you want to apply for your loan. And the last section is going to be the information you need to have for the type of loan that you're trying to get. Let's start at the beginning. When you are looking to apply for a loan, you're going to fill out an application. The application is where you're going to fill in all of your business information. This will be the structure of your business, whether it's a sole proprietor, an LLC, or a corporation. How long that you've been in business, how many employees you have, and what your gross, net, and equity positions are in the business. You're going to post who the principals are, the guarantors, and the owners of the business. You're going to add how much you're looking to borrow and for how long. You're going to have to answer questions like, have you ever declared bankruptcy, been indicted, or been convicted of a crime? This type of form is going to vary between banks, but most will require the same information. The second form you're going to need is a personal financial statement. This is where you're going to list all of your assets and liabilities. Assets are what you own, and liabilities are what you owe. Assets would be things like real estate, cash, securities and stocks, cash value of life insurance, and anything else of value. Liabilities are going to be loans or mortgages, guarantees on any other debts, and anything else that you owe someone else. This gives the bank an idea of what your personal financial position is in case you stop paying. Be careful when you're filling out this form. If you're applying only in your name, don't add any assets or liabilities in your spouse's name. Lastly, you're going to need a business debt schedule. This lists all of the loans that the business has in its name. If you're a sole proprietor, this will probably be on your PFS or personal financial statement. But any other legal entity will have to list the amounts, interest rates, terms, and payments for each loan. There may be other forms that you're going to need depending on how complex your business is, but these are the basics of what any bank is going to need to get started. So now that the forms are covered, let's talk about what documents you will need. Firstly, you're going to need 2 to 3 years of personal and business tax returns. Again, if you're a sole proprietor or a single member LLC, they will be included in your personal returns. The tax returns are needed to verify you are 1, paying taxes, and 2, don't have any separate sets of records that are different from what the bank sees. For the personal tax returns, they are needed to verify how much money you're taking personally from the business. Secondly, you're going to need interim financial statements, meaning most recent month-end numbers. If you're using QuickBooks, which I highly recommend, this is easy to pull that report. If you want to try out QuickBooks, I have a link posted in the description below to get you 50% off your first 3 months. So if you're interested, check out in the description. Banks are more concerned with your profit and loss, but depending on how complex your business is, a balance sheet will also be needed. Now on to the other information. If you are a new business less than 3 years, you're going to need a business plan. This part is very important since you don't have a track record of operating. The bank is going to need to understand how your business is going to operate. For more on business plans, check out this video here. If you're an existing business or a new business that has never done business with the bank, you're going to need your articles of incorporation from your state. The bank is going to check them against the state records to make sure that you are a legit business. You're also going to need your EIN paperwork. I usually set up a separate Google Drive where I put all of this information in so it's easily accessible. I also have a paper file so that when I'm ready, I have everything teed up to go. And lastly, you're going to need to know how much you're going to borrow, and you're going to have invoices or sales receipts or anything like that in order to tell the bank what you're using the money for. Being prepared with all this information helps the lenders get more confidence in you and your business. I have found that loans go through much more easily when the customer has all of the information ready. This also helped the lender get the loan submitted for approval much faster than taking the time to compile all the information and the back and forth. I hope this gives you a better understanding of what are the basic forms, documents, and information you need in order to qualify for a business loan. If you have any other questions, post a comment below or reach out to me through my website listed in the description below. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I wish you the best of luck in your business, and until next time, have a great day.